Hi and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get a good rating on Quest for a Vroid avatar. If you don't already have Vroid, you can download it for free from their website. I think you have to sign in for an account to use it though. Now we're in Vroid, you can choose different face sets here, different hairstyles. I've just gone with this one. This might not be the best for polygons. Some hairstyles are going to have more polygons than others. That one's probably not too bad. Or you can just stick with the straight base hair. Or you can go bald and really have less polygons on base hair. It will have much less polygons. I'm just going to go with this one anyway, and I'll still reduce it enough to get a good rating. And outfit, there's these whole outfits. A bit unusual, some of the fashions, to say the least. Anyway, I've just gone with this plain shirt at the bottom and this plain pair of pants here and a set of shoes. Now this top, this shirt here, we have to do something about this because it has transparencies down the bottom here, and they're going to be a problem because they'll show up black in Quest. As you see here, this is the bottom of the shirt and it's got this cut out piece here, and this is all transparent in here, so we're going to give it one plain colour in Vroid and that will fix the problem. And it will also lengthen the shirt slightly, but you can always remove some later. So edit textures. It takes a little while. Right, so here we're going to cover this whole piece to get rid of all the transparency from it. Pick some colour you like. That's it, that might do. I'll turn up the brush width to its full amount, and we're just going to paint the whole thing. And watch, this is going to lengthen the shirt. So that just gave us some extra mesh. And it's removed all the transparencies. Save it a new item. Or you could create some nice pattern on there. You can paint different things in Vroid. You can paint patterns on his skin. You can make some crazy colour for the hair. You can do anything you want. But that will do for now. Up here, export as VRM. And we'll do some polygon reduction. This model has 3,751 polygons, 14 materials, and 127 bones. So we have to reduce these. Let's start with reduce polygons. You have to hold this, click it and hold it until it catches up. It takes a little while. I'm going to put this around 90. That'll do. Play with this, hold and wait for it to catch up. I'll have to do that one again. There we go. Alright. Face, I'm going to go all the way to 100 as far as it goes. So body, I'm going to go all the way to 100. As you see, the body's starting to poke through the pants here, but that doesn't matter. We're going to fix that up in Blender. We're actually going to remove the legs, so there won't be a problem. Now reduce materials. Oh yeah, an outfit I'm just going to leave as it is and do all the polygon reduction in Blender. But we have to do this one, change this to 2 materials. That's as low as it will go, and next step we'll be changing that to 1 material using a different program. Takes a little while for it to convert the data. And the atlas size, I'm going to leave it at full resolution here. We can reduce that later if we need to, but it's best to keep it at full resolution until you've finished editing the photos and the images. Last one, reduce bones. I'm not going to touch that because I found when you do, the polygons go up for some reason. So I'm just going to remove the extra bones in Blender. Right, now press export. So you have to put a title and a name. You don't have to worry about anything else. Press export. Save it somewhere where you can remember where it is, and you can call it something. I'm not going to worry. Save. And now wait, it takes a little while, and then we'll be opening it in Blender. For the next step we'll be using Blender. I'm using the latest version of Blender. You'll also need the VRM importer and the CATS plugin. If you don't already have them, I'll leave a link in the description to show you how to install them. Now just click here, press A to select everything, press delete to get rid of everything. Import VRM to desktop. Vroid video. Here's my project, my VRM. Import VRM. It'll take a little while depending on the speed of your computer. Hopefully your model has imported successfully and it's showing all its colours. If it's not, just check up here. This one here is preview, material preview mode. Usually shows up there. And this one, solid mode. If you click this down, it's showing up. If it's coming up like this, then you have to put it onto texture. And if it's looking all shiny, on the flat. And once you're happy that the colours have all imported, that your textures have all imported properly, save your first blend file. It's good to save a few files as you go, and then if you make a mistake you can go back to a previous file. So I'm already in my right folder, and I'm just going to call this 01. Let's type that in. 01. Save. Now you've saved your first blend file. The next thing we're going to do is export unpack resources, and this exports the textures into a folder. Press that and that'll ask you where. You just pick the top one. Because we've just saved that blend file, it will create a texture folder in the same folder as the blend file. And we go there, you'll see here textures as well as my blend file. And here are the textures. Now it's important that we did that right at the start, because at the moment, have a look here, we just have two different objects for two different materials, and that's what we want to work. We need to keep it that way until we've atlased the materials into one. For the next step, I'm going to be using Inkscape to accurately join the two images together. Now, when I first downloaded Inkscape, I had trouble getting the magnet function to work, which is what I need to join the images. So I ended up having to use the standalone version. If you need to use that, if you have the same problem, going here, download current version, and then go here, Windows 64 or 32, and this is the standalone version here. Once you've downloaded it, you'll have to extract that using 7-zip or WinZip. Once you've extracted your folder, and go into the folder, and look for Inkscape. There's your application. You just double click that to start it, or you can paste a shortcut onto your desktop like I have. Open Inkscape. Right. Now we need to know which are the right textures to use. So if you just go back to Blender, body, here, textures, main texture, image 6. Alright, body's image 6, face image 0, image 6 and image 0, image 0. I usually have this on default import resolution, usually keeps it the right size. It'll be quite large. You press shift and hold shift and press minus to shrink it down a bit, because we're joining another image. Now, textures, image 6. Okay, and I'm just going to join it onto the top here and see this corner function. I'll just let you know too, with transparent parts you can't grab transparent parts of the image, you have to put it onto a solid part, and when it gets near the corner it will click into place. There, hold shift and click on the other image as well, or you can go here and edit, select all. Now you have to tell it where you want to export it to, then press export. Export as desktop, Vroid video, textures, and I'm going to call it Atlas, and I'm going to put P1, P for PNG, so I can tell the difference between, because I'll eventually save a JPEG version as well. Save, and then press export. and that's it. Hopefully your Atlas image has saved successfully. Next I'm going to edit the background on it to fix up the transparency issues on the eyebrows. For this I'm going to be open with Paint 3D. I'm on Windows 10. If you're on Apple, it probably has a similar paint program that will do the same job. I'm going to open it in here. Right, now we've got it in here. I'm not doing any painting, so I'm just going to put it onto canvas. And now I'm just going to show you, if I turn off transparency, this is how it's going to save as a JPEG. It will end up with a white background like this. Now this is the problem, because the transparent mesh around the eyebrows, you'll end up with these white patches like this. And on the back of the neck, there's also the hair has the same problem, and you'll end up with this on the back. And if you leave it as a transparency, it will look like this in Quest, and whoa, scary. So we don't want that. So for the eyebrows here, the eyebrows would sit here, and so this is the color. We're just going to match the color behind this. So select, and this is about the area above that's the color. It's all pretty consistent color, so that'll do. If you copy, press copy, then paste, and now you should be able to grab this one, and it doesn't put a hole in the face. Now I'm just going to stretch this out bigger to cover the whole area. It's all one color anyway. Oh, didn't mean that. And stretch up there, plenty of space to fill. That'll do. Alright. Now, here, paste again. There's paste up here. I could have copied that one and already had it larger, but anyway. Now we need to do the same for this one. And you can see I'm covering these up at the moment, but we'll be overlaying the same picture, and you'll see that, yeah, it'll overlay them over the top. I'm just going to make that, fill that up a bit. That will do. Now the eyes have the same problem. There's a slight border around the eyes. This is the colour for the white of the eye. Again, select. Just going to grab most of this. That will do. Copy and paste. Now you want it sort of in the centre, and that sort of dark colour sits around the top of the eye. It doesn't have to be too accurate. It's only a very small outline around the eye. That'll do. Now for the hair, just move up here. Set that in place. Now the hair, I'll just show you where the mesh is where the colour is located for the skin. We want the skin colour on the back of the neck, which is in here. So you see, I've already highlighted the mesh here, and this is where it's positioned. Now this little section here is the colour for the back of the neck. Right. Back Paint 3D. This patch in here. This is what we want. Just gonna select some of that. Select a little box. Copy and paste. Oops. All over the place here. fill up most of this. There we go. Right, so we've got the hair, we've got the eyebrows, and these dots we're not going to worry about. I'm going to delete the dots on the eyes. Okay, next go to back to your textures folder. Now I'm going to drag this, the same image that we opened, I'm going to drag this in, and it's going to overlay it over the top of that background that I've created. And there we go. The hair's in place, the eyes are in place, the brows and everything are on their colour. It's exactly what we want. And now, menu, save as, image, Atlas P2, save. Now I could change the file size. I could change this to be a small image or save it as a JPEG if I wanted to get the file size smaller. But if you have a look at the Quest ratings, it says you can have up to 18 megabytes for your texture on good, and for excellent 10 megabytes, and this is only around 2. If we go here, here's the new one, 2 megabytes. So I don't think we need to shrink it any further. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Now in Blender we need to make a single material and edit the UV map. The reason this has, if you have a look here in textures, there's all these other ones besides the two that we just used, and they're used for emissions and bump maps and different things, but since we're joining them, it's going to be too hard to use these, so to keep it simple I'm not going to worry. And so if you have a look down here in materials, this is where these other ones will be in here. Shader, yep, there's another image in there, there's another image in the normal map. So we're just going to make one very simple material. So I'm just going to delete that material. Same with the body. Gone. New material. I'll just call this Atlas as well. Atlas. Base color. Image texture. Open. Textures. Atlas. Open. Now face. Atlas. Now everything's going to be all over the place because we haven't mapped the UV map yet. Now go to UV map. And as you see, what's happened, it's stretched out, because this used to be on a square image. We now have two squares together, and it automatically just stretches it out. We have the body selected at the moment, is what we just did. Yes, the body selected at the moment. Press A with your cursor over this side, press A to make sure all the mesh is selected on the body. The body is the top section. You can see the shirt sitting on the yellow patch there. So with the mouse cursor over this side, press A to select all, then press S for scale, and then Y, and then 0.5, and that will make it, and then press enter, and that's now exactly the right size. It's just not in the right position. So put it in the right position, press G, then Y, and then 0.25, and then press enter, and that looks perfect. Everything's where it's meant to be. Okay, here we go here to, if you want to see what's going on in the model, it doesn't automatically turn these textures on, so I'm just going to switch that over. I'm going to line him up. Even here where we can see. You can see already the clothes are the right colour. Now we just have to fix the face. So, object mode, select the face, back here to edit mode, A to make sure everything's selected. Over this side press A to select everything. Now this one we have to move down, so scale it to start with on the Y axis, S, Y, 0.5, enter. And now we have to move it, so G, Y, and we're moving this one down, so minus 0.25, enter, and have a look. That looks very good. Yep. And now go back to object mode, and there you go. Look at that. Perfect. And you can't even see those meshes for the eyebrows because they're camouflaged because they're the same colour. And that's it. That's all the UV mapping done. Now we have to move on to working on bones and lowering polygons, but as far as the atlasing goes, we now have one material for the whole model. So give yourself a pat on the back if you've got this far. Now I'm going to save my second blend file. Now it's all atlased. Save as, and put 02, and I'm going to call it Atlas, so we know that this is the stage where the atlas was first created. Save as. Okay, now next. All these colliders here aren't really needed because Vrchat adds its own, and they're just taking up a lot of space in here, getting in the way, so shift, then press delete, and there's one more here. Right, no colliders now, and that's a lot neater. Okay, next step. Select the body, into edit mode, and looks like it's all selected. Just press A, make sure everything's selected, and we go to mesh, merge by distance, or you can press M and it'll bring it up, or you can right click and there it is there as well. Merge vertices by distance. Because I'll just explain why I'm doing this. If you have a look here, if I select some vertices and then press Control L to select everything that it's linked to, you'll see there's actually two halves to this shirt that aren't joined. We want it to just be one continuous mesh, and this gets rid of a lot of vertices, which helps our count as well. So just thought I'd let you know why I'm doing this. A to select all, and merge by distance. You can see down here it just removed 2,873 vertices from all the ones that weren't joined. That's good. Now object mode, select the face, edit A, make sure everything's selected, and merge vertices by distance. And there we just got rid of another 285. Object mode, and that just got the triangles down. In here, this is basically the same as polygons in Vrchat. It's just called tries. So we're down to 14,682. If your blender is looking all blank down here like this, and you're not seeing those numbers, just right click, scene statistics, and there you go. Now we're going to separate all these parts so we can reduce polygons at different rates for different objects. Okay, select body, edit. Now just select a few vertices and Control L, and now as you see the whole shirt got selected because it's all linked now. Now right click, separate selection, or you can press P to bring this up, separate selection, and there it is. It's now a separate object. I'll just go to object mode. I'm just going to name it too, just so otherwise it gets a bit confusing with all these parts. They'll be joined in the end anyway, so you don't have to. Right, now the pants. Well, I just selected the armature. Select body, edit, Control L, separate selection. Pants. Then I'm going to hide the shirt, hide the pants, and as you see, the polygon reduction that we did in Vroid already removed all this part of the body. There's still two little parts of the nipples there, and this is part of the pants that stayed behind. We're going to actually delete all of this. Edit mode. Then box around these two nipples, get some of the body and get that belt buckle, and then Control L, T, separate selection, object mode. This is it here. We don't need that. Gone. It doesn't actually need a body because the pants and shirt will do. Now if you see here, this is where it was transparent, showing up as the white background from the texture image now, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be covered, and these dots on the eyes, but we're going to remove those. But anyway, back to this. Oh, you see, the shirt covers all that. Remove these shoes, back to edit mode. This time let's go up here to X-ray, so it selects everything behind as well, and that will be the shoes selected. Separate selection, call it shoes. Just going to hide the shirt again. Now I need to get out of X-ray. I need to separate the head from the hair now. I'm just going to hide the face at the moment. Just select some of this. Control L. That's the whole head selected. P. Separate selection. There's the head. I'll just name that head. Now I've separated the hair because it doesn't all join as one mesh like the shirt did. So here, Control L, see, only selected part of it, so it's easy to work with as a separate object for polygon reduction. Okay, so now we have body. Let's go to object mode and see what we're working with here. Okay, body is the arms and hair. Shoes. Just put them all back together and see how many polygons we've got at the moment. 13,700 because we got rid of the body before. I'm also going to separate this head from the arms because I'm going to do polygon reduction on the arms. So I'll just hide the face and the head and hide the shirt as well. That makes it easy. Right, this is what we want. Oh, well, I might just hide the armature too. So, edit mode. X-ray, box around it all. There we go, we've got it all. P, separate selection. Better hair. Go out of X-ray mode. And I'll get rid of these eye dots while I'm here. We need the face selected. Edit mode. And because they've got the white background, makes them fairly easy to see. I'll just put this onto face select, make it easier to see. As I've got my face there. Hold shift. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Then Control L. It's a bit hard to see like that. Does that help? I'll be able to see them a bit easier selected there now. Right. P, separate selection. Now you can really see them. Back to object mode. Select. And press delete. Now just turn the texture back on. There, all good. No eye dots. Now is a good time to save another blend file. Now they're all separated. Let's go. Save as. 3 and call it separated. Alright, 3 separated, so we know this is the stage where the materials are all separated. I mean, the meshes are all separated. Now, before we move on, I just thought I'd show you something else. If you wanted to, say, put a design on this shirt or change the colour, I'll just quickly show you how to do that. So, we'll open up the second PNG file that we made that contains the background and open that with Paint 3D. And we're going to use this space in here. This is an unused space. Awkward controls. Anyway, you go to 2D shapes, a square, and this doesn't have to be perfect. Just make a square, rectangle. Go to brushes. Pick the colour you want, or you can use the eyedropper to pick any colour you like. I'm just going to. That'll do. It's just an example. Bucket. Fill it with the colour. Now here's a surf shirt logo that I downloaded off the internet, and it's got a clear background, transparent background, which is important. You see it's transparent. Now I'll have to shrink that down. If you hold shift while you grab the corner, it will keep it in proportion. That might do. Maybe this. If you don't get it right the first time, you can just make up another one. When you save as image, Atlas 3. There we go. Save. I'll just close that off. Don't need to save it because I've already saved the photo. Go to Blender. Okay. We can change it here. Or I'll just show you also, if we go into UV editing, you can go in here, image, open, Atlas J2, open image. Now we go down here to material. It'll be in the list now. There we go. That's now using this one, that we need to just go here to object mode, select the shirt. Now the shirt's a separate object. This makes it very easy at this stage. Edit mode. Yes, it's all selected. There's the shirt there. All we have to do, press G and move it over here. That easy. Now I'll just press S to scale and scale the mesh up to get the logo smaller, and G to move it. Get it where you want. I think that'll do. Maybe scale a bit more. I think that's better. G. Just a matter of fiddling around, getting it where you want. Say we scale this more, make it small, and see how now the bottom part is now hanging off. What we do, just select the bottom part, It doesn't need to be that large, so we can scale it down. G, moving on. Oh, the edge of that shirt is hanging over. I'll just scale that down more. Just a matter of fiddling around. There. All done. Simple as that. Now would be a good time to save another blend file, and in the next stage I'm going to reduce polygons. As you see here, we want to get under 10,000 polygons. We're just going for the good rating, which is good. A good rating can be used as a fallback. At the moment we've got 13,700, so not too many to go. And we're well under in the texture memory. We'll have one mesh. Bones we have to reduce. And material slot, we've got the one material slot. Okay, first I'm going to start with the shirt. I'm going to trim the bottom because that is a bit long. Just have a look at it from front view. Yes, that's a bit long. Turn it to the side. Get it in here. Go to edit mode. You can take as many layers off as you want. Now this is the only time we can really take off the bottom of the shirt easily like this, because if you have a look, after it's decimated it will look like this, and so we won't have those edge loops going around. Much easier at the moment. So we're on need to go to X-ray mode. I'm going to hide the pants just so they're not in the way, and I'm going to use the lasso tool. I could use the box, but this isn't quite straight and they get more of an angle as you go up, so I'm going to use the lasso tool. And you see these dots here, you've got to be above those dots and below the line. And on X-ray mode, and just go through here and around. Check you have everything. Looks good. P, separate selection. I'll just hide it. Put the jeans back on, and yes, I think that's good. I'll go with that. Okay. Object mode. And delete. That's gone. And turn X-ray back off. Now I'm going to reduce the polygons using the decimation tools. Select the shirt and go to the wrench icon here, add modifier, decimate. Now I have already tried this out, so I already know what works. So we need x-axis symmetry, keeps it nice and neat either side, and I'm going to bring this down to 0.3, around 0.3. That will do. And see, that's brought that down. Oh, I should have had a look first. It was 1172 on the face count. Right, 354. Okay. Hide the shirt. Next we're going to do the pants. mode. Again, I'm going to take a few layers off the top, and that removes some polygons just by removing clothes that are going to be hidden anyway. I'm still on the lasso tool. Go to X-ray mode. It's a bit difficult to see like that. I might just try this. I think that's easier. Oh. Hopefully got them all. That looks good. Say you don't get them all, so you've just gone through quick like this, and you've missed a few. All you do, go out of X-ray mode, hold down Shift while you just individually select the ones that you've missed. That looks good. P, separate selection, hide it. Oh, hide, did the wrong one. Hide that. Yes, yep, that got them all. I'm going to delete that now. Press delete. Select the pants again, back to edit mode. Oh, sorry. Stay on object mode. And wrench tool again. I'm just going to show the texture again. Put it onto the front. Now this will mess up some of this pattern a bit, but because using x-axis symmetry makes it not so bad. Let's see, what have I got for pants? 0.3 again. So I'm going 0.3 for the pants. As you see how that starts messing it up a bit, but that will do. I'll show you if I turn off x-axis symmetry, yeah, looks better with it on, and it keeps the same amount of polygons each side. Right, that's got us down to 11,228. Oh, no it hasn't. Oh, I'll do the shoes while I'm down this end. Decimate. I'm just going to go to around 0.6 for the shoes. They still look good. Decimate. Symmetrize. Around 0.4 works for the arms. You don't want to wreck the fingers too much. Oh, look at that. 9,940. Might not have to touch the hair because that will just pass. Could maybe take a little bit more off. And to show you that for the hair, I did the hair last because of that reason, that might not need to really do it. But I'll just do a small amount anyway, so I'm not going to use x-axis for this because the hair isn't symmetrized anyway. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit off there. We're down to 9,700. I like that. Next we have to apply all these decimations, but first I'm going to save another blend file. And now, so you make sure that you're applying the right modifier, because there's also the armature modifier here. You can see the little armature symbol. So this is one decimation. Drop down menu here, apply. That one is done. Let's see, I'll just start at the top. Body, decimate, apply. Face we didn't do. Hair I've already done. Head we didn't do. Pants, apply. Shirt, apply. Shoes, apply. Okay, all decimation is done. I'm going to make the armature visible now. So at the moment the armature has 127 bones. We need to get that under 90. There, look, there's all these hair bones because I didn't remove any hair bones. So first I'm going to go for the hair bone. So select the armature, go to edit mode. Now here we have the neck bone and the head bone. Let's see here. Oh, yep, head. And these are the eyes. We don't want to delete them. We just want to delete all the hair bones. I'll use the lasso tool. Just carefully go around that one. And up here. That's got all of those. Press delete. Delete bones. Now around here, just make sure that you don't get the eye bone. Delete bones. Now go to x-axis view. You can see there the eye bones there. They have to stay. Delete bones. And a little one down there. And just check there's no others behind. No, that's all the head bones. All the hair bones. The bone count now is 82. Oh, there's some more hair bones. Now we're down to 79. We need to be under 90, so might not need to delete any more bones. These shirt bones, now you will get this warning when you go to upload to Vrchat because of the shirt bones, but it's nothing to worry about. The model still uploads and you still get your good rating and it doesn't seem to cause any problems. I'm going to take these ends off. They don't need these ends. Delete bones. and that big bone will be gone with the cat's fix. Down to 65 bones. Now we need to select the armature. In object mode, select armature. Now go to x-axis view and pose mode. Now we have to check that all the hair is still attached to the head bone, because sometimes after decimation and removing hair bones, some of it can become not attached. So I'm just pressing R here. I'll select the neck bone, press R, and as you see, the hair's not all attached. So what we do now, back to object mode, select the hair, over here to the object data properties, we have to find the head. Now go to edit mode, select head. As you see, it hasn't got all of the hair selected. Deselect that, and now press A to select all of the hair, and press assign to assign it to the head. Now we press deselect, select, it's all selected. Now object mode, armature, select armature, pose mode, yep, everything's attached, nothing's being left behind. Check an arm, yep, all good enough. Check the legs. Whoa, we alright. I'll just press R to get rotate. Let's save another blend file now. Next I'll be using Cat's plugin to set the model up for Vrchat. So you just grab this little arrow here, pull it across, and if you've installed it correctly, it should be here. If you haven't installed it already, I'll leave a link in the description of it for the Cat's plugin and a video on how to install it. Right, so now we're in Cat's plugin. First thing we're going to do is fix model, and what that does, it'll rename all the bones and it'll join all these meshes or objects. Fix model. Okay, as you see here, there's just one mesh, one object called body now, which is what's required for Vrchat. Now the eye tracking. The model already has eye bones, but they don't work correctly in Vrchat, and so this creates new eye bones, and you still leave the old eye bones in place. So just leave the rest of this as it is and press create eye tracking. Now the reason that this error message has come up is because if I click on the armature, first you'll have to select the armature, go to edit mode. This has an upper chest bone and this is the chest bone here. Now this is actually quite acceptable in Vrchat. It allows an upper chest bone as an optional bone, and so the eye tracking will still work. It's just warning us about this being upper chest. So now we go to testing, and this is the good thing about this. You can test it before you upload it, before you put it into Unity and upload it to Vrchat. So press start eye testing, and that looks like it's working perfectly well. These are the new eye bones here, and left and right. Looks good. And we're not doing blink in here. Stop then, so make sure that you press stop eye testing, and also it says don't forget that right eye and left eye when you're in Unity. Anyway, stop eye testing and go back to creation and leave it like that, because if you leave it on testing, every time you go to pose mode it'll open up eye testing. So now, going to object mode, select the body, and these are our blend shapes down here. It's not working. Let's see. There it is. Face, eye closed. Facial eye closed. This is that's it. Now I'd rename this blink so it's easy to find in Unity. There we go. Blink. Now we need to test the visemes. Right, this is what the Vroid model comes with, just the vowels. And so I've found that A, E and O do the trick quite well. I use E for the ch sound. It's here in visemes. You just have to put one for A and the one for O and the one for ch, and it creates the rest. So we'll just test these first. Because this face was decimated in Vroid, it might not all be perfect. Oh, that looks good. Let's see. Oh, see, that teeth is sticking out. The teeth are slightly sticking out. I'll test E. E's good. Oh yeah, see, the teeth are popping. The teeth are coming through the bottom of the jaw. This can be fixed. I'm just going to, I'll just move that across, give myself a bit more room to see. Now I need to turn it to the side and get in nice and close so you can see. Now put it to a full value of 1 and then go to edit mode. Now what we have to do, yes, it's on face select. Select a face on this piece and hold shift and select a face on this piece. There's 2 pieces to this teeth, and then press Control L and now press G and Z and move it up until you can't see it. Then press your mouse button. Now we'll just check what it looks like from the front. I think I could move it higher so I should be able to see the lower teeth there. So since it's already still selected, press GZ again, and I think that looks good. Okay, now you can press tab to go back to object mode. That looks good. Back to A. I think A stuck out slightly too. Okay. Edit mode. I think it's still selected from before. It might be one piece too. Anyway, again, GZ. Might bring that one down. Again, so Control L after selecting a piece of that tooth. GZ, pull it down a bit. Okay, right. Tab back to object mode, bring this back down. E, there's nothing wrong with E. Okay. Now we're still in yes, we're in object mode. I'll just put this back to basis. Always good to put this back to basis. Right, so the first one we want is A. So face, mouth, A. That's the one we want. Facial, mouth, A. For O, face, mouth, O. And for ch, we're using E. Facial, mouth, E. Create visemes. And then we go, there is our VRC visemes ready for Vrchat. Let's test them out. Then we've got all these different sounds now. There. Back to basis. And that's the visemes all done. Eye tracking's done, visemes are done. It's all ready to go. Now I'll save another blend file, and hopefully the last. Now we need to export the FBX file. So down here, export FBX. Up here, path mode. You have to set this to copy and click this so it's blue, and that will pack the texture image into the file, and that's what we want. Now if you hold your shift key and press on camera and lamp, we don't need those, and that's how that should look. And the rest of this don't touch, and that'll do. It's just given it the same name as the blend file that I just saved. Export FBX, and that's all done. I don't need to save now because I just saved the file anyway. Done. Okay, so open up your Unity hub and make sure that you have the correct version of Unity for Vrchat. Go to projects, new project. You have to go up here to core, 3D core. I'm just calling this demo. create project, and it takes a little while to open a new project. Now that you have Unity open, first thing you need to do is to add your SDK VRC SDK3 for avatars. There we go. Drop that in. And everything should all be ticked. Press import. Again, this takes a little bit of time. Now that your SDK has loaded, you should see the VRC SDK folder here and a Vrchat SDK up here. Drop this down, control panel, and you sign in here. Next we import the FBX file. Here it is here, 09. Just drop that in here. There you go. Okay, so click on your model, go up here to materials. At the moment, no colours. Press extract textures. Create a new folder. We're extracting the textures, so texture folder. Highlight the folder, select folder. Okay, as you see, there's colours there now. Then extract materials. New folder. Materials. Select the folder. Select folder. As you see, there's a textures folder now, and it's just creating the materials folder. There we go, materials. There's the material. And there's the texture. Over here, we have to change the shader on this to a compatible shader. I'll leave a link in the description for a video about getting the best results from Quest compatible shaders. Vrchat mobile. I'm using ToonLip for this. That's it, shader added. Back to here. Rig. Need humanoid. Apply. Errors found. Configure. Right. Error found in the head. Jaw. For some reason it sometimes puts the right eye in the jaw as well. This is common with the Vroid model. And you click on here. Just want to put none. I don't know why that popped up over there. Anyway. And now the head all looks good. Body all looks green. That's all we had to do there. Then you press apply. And done. Now we put him up here in the hierarchy. There you go. Okay. Now, add component. We need VRC avatar descriptor. VRC avatar descriptor. This ball here, that's the camera that you see out of his eyes. press edit and just stick this between his eyes. Just poking out a little bit. That'll do. Return. Lip sync. Auto detect, because we made the visemes in Blender with using cats. Simple as that. Finds them straight away. Now eye lock we have to do. Enable. Have to put eye bones in here. We need left eye. Not these. They're the wrong ones. And left eye. Left eye. And then this one. Right eye. Right eye. Relationship states. Looking straight. Preview. It shouldn't move. Right, that's good. Alright, for looking up, he's -15. Turn. Looking down on the X, 15. Turn. Looking left. -20. Return. And looking right. 20. Return. Next. Eyelids. Blend shapes. Have to put in the mesh. Eyelid mesh. It's only one mesh. Body. Right. Blink. We look for the one that we called blink. You have to press this little arrow here to get, oh, there it is. Blink. There we go. He's blinking. Return. Blink, 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 blink. Right. Since we have looking up and looking down using these bones, these have to be set to none. None. And see now it's using the bones. Return. Looking down. None. Return. Below. That's it. It's all set up and ready to go. Now we go to Vrchat SDK, show control panel, and as you see here in Builder, we can't actually upload yet because there's some issues, but Unity can fix all these. So you press auto fix, auto fix again, and down here auto fix, and there you go. Excellent rating. For Windows, that is. It'll get a good rating for Android. I'll build and publish this to Windows first and then swap it over, then switch build target to Android after that and upload it to Android. It's getting there. Sometimes takes a little while. Okay, now I'll just put this out of the way. You can make this bigger like this. It's a bit awkward though because you can't seem to move it. Okay, write the name in here. Demo. Right, it's automatically set to private. If you'd like to change the thumbnail image, just go in here. Make sure you've got the right camera, VRC camera. Yep, that's the right camera. as it's on upload image. Click that, upload. Upload complete. Launch Vrchat to see your uploaded content. Okay. Now I'm going to open the control panel again, and now switch build target to Android. Confirm. As you see, overall rating good. Build and publish for Android. Close that off. Tick. Upload. And there you go, all working in Vrchat. As you see, the eyes are moving, the mouth's working, blinking's working. If all went well, hopefully your avatar works. If you'd like to check out some of the avatars, it's my avatar world, maze world. I hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and see you in Vrchat. Bye.